How has December been so mid for the past 2 years? First December 2023 and now December 2024. Like, where is that big special mega blockbuster billion-dollar film? Like December would usually have those, but what happened? Oh, I cannot believe this has come. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Stews here, and welcome back to another video. And yes, guys, I am officially back from my vacation. Yep, that's right, I am back. And yeah, it's been a great vacation. Although I did not vlog at all, like I didn't really feel like vlogging this time around. Yes, I will eventually vlog in my vacations at some point, but for this trip, I just didn't really fancy it. But yes, but at the very least, I am officially back to making videos, and I have like a list of videos to make for the remainder of the year that I have to follow. So yeah, so for today's video, to kick things off with this one, oh boy, it's not gonna be good. Oh boy, I am here today to do a rant. Oh no, scratch that. An extreme rant on Mufasa the Lion King. Yeah, by the way, I'm not going to be raging like and yelling in my videos. In this video in particular, I wish I did that, but unfortunately, it is raining outside. If I were to rage and yell in my videos, I would have gone outside, but now I'm inside, and there are people here, so I'm gonna, yeah, be a bit more calm. But don't worry, guys. I'm planning to rage at this film in my top 10 worst movies of 2024 list, because spoiler alert, this will make my worst movies of 2024 list. I guarantee you on that. So Mufasa the Lion King is the follow-up to the billion-dollar hit The Lion King 2019, which why is it a why is it that why did it make that much money? I don't know, for nostalgia, because it's called The Lion King. Yeah. So yeah, it came out well just recently, and it's directed by Barry Jenkins, the same director as Moonlight, as the Best Picture winning Moonlight, and it stars Aaron Pierre, Kelvin Harrison Jr., Tiffany Boone, Kagitso Lediga, Preston Nyman, Blue Ivy Carter, John Caney, Mads Mikkelsen, Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, Thandwin Newton, Lenny James, Annika Noni Rose, Keith David, Donald Glover, Beyonce, etc. And so the film tells a story taking place both right after The Lion King and before The Lion King, where Simba and Nala now have a daughter named Kiara, and since Rafiki will no sorry since Kiara will never get to meet Mufasa, since I'm sure you know why. Rafiki tells Kiara the backstory of Mufasa, and Mufasa is an orphan cub who lost his parents in a flood, and so now he has become a stray, or at least seen as a stray. And then he meets Taka, but Taka's parents, specifically his father, discriminates Mufasa for being a stray and having no parents, but Taka totally trusts Mufasa because he's always wanted a brother. Haha. And yeah, but one day Mufasa becomes acknowledged by Taka's family one day when Mufasa saves the life of Taka's father, which I forgot the name of and I don't care to remember. And then there is a Kairos who is there to be the villain, and then he manipulates Scar to turn to betray Mufasa, and it's pretty much a story of how Mufasa and Taka betrayed each other, became enemies, and how Taka became Scar and got the scar on his head. So yeah. Now, if you have been following my channel ever since last year, I hated The Lion King 2019. I thought The Lion King 2019 was absolutely terrible. Now I will admit, yes, I feel a bit guilty because I actually liked The Lion King 2019 when I first saw it. I actually defended the Lion King 2019, but stupid meme. Yeah, 1 year later, after its release in 2020, I thought about it, I reflected on it, and honestly, yeah, my thoughts on this film have declined. Yeah, I don't know why I praised it. Yeah, I actually thought that I had a different view on remakes back then, where I would like a remake if it's quote unquote faithful to the original film, which is what The Lion King was, a film that was so-called faithful to the original film, and I would hate it when remakes would try to make a change and be nothing like its animated counterpart. But now I start to realize that remakes in general are just like, even if it tries to be faithful, it's still bad. Yeah, and yes, last year I did a rant on The Lion King 2019, and ever since Mufasa, The Lion King got announced, like the fact that it was going to be a prequel directed by Barry Jenkins, yeah, I was not sold on this one. Yeah, I mean, I remember with this film's teaser trailer, I said it was meh. Like, it looked like an improvement from The Lion King. But then that garbage D23 trailer came out. And I was like, yeah, I think this looks worse than The Lion King 2019. Because that trailer, that D23 trailer, is one of the worst trailers of the year. Yeah, I am dead serious on that. And yeah, and I know people were on the fence here with this one because it was going to have a more different story than The Lion King, and it was from the same director as Moonlight. Yeah, I actually did rewatch Moonlight leading up to this, and if you're wondering my thoughts on the Moonlight, I think it's a great film. I think it was a lot better than I remembered it being. But I don't think it deserved to win Best Picture over La La Land. I think La La Land was the correct choice to win Best Picture for me. Kind of a shame that the Oscars just announced La La Land as the Best Picture winner, but then they're like, oh no, La La Land, you're not the real winner. That's false. Moonlight is the real winner. God, I will never forget that moment. But yeah, but I mean, good directors can make bad movies. Like, remember when Pinocchio 2022, remember that film? Robert Zemeckis directed Forrest Gump, and a worthy Best Picture winner. I don't care what anyone else. I defend the Forrest Gump win, though, honestly. Yeah, remember that moment? And then he made Pinocchio. Yeah, the same director made that abomination. Everyone knows how bad that Pinocchio remake was. Yeah, I'm sure people probably forgot about that by now. I don't blame you if you forgot about that. And telling a different story that's not the same as the original does not mean it's good. That's basically sequels. Sequels tell different stories than the first film. Yeah, it's really like that. So yeah, I was dreading this. And when Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was announced to be released on the same day as Mufasa, yeah, I'm one of those people who was campaigning for Sonic 3 to beat Mufasa at the box office because, yes, I knew Sonic 3 was going to be better. And so, yes, I was gonna see Mufasa a little bit later than expected. I was gonna see Mufasa, yeah, like after Christmas. But yeah, during my vacation, there was one day where I had nothing to do. Like we didn't really plan to like go out all that much and just rest in the hotel. So I was scrolling through httoday.cc on my phone, and I saw Mufasa Lion King, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to see Mufasa the Lion King online on my phone. I mean, watching this movie online is certainly a better choice than to see this film in theaters. And after seeing Mufasa the Lion King online, I gotta say, this movie sucks. Yeah, I said that out loud on the top of my lungs, but again, like what I said earlier, I can't raise my voice due to personal reasons. But I will rage. I will have an angrier rant on this in my worst movies of 2024 list because it will, I mean, will make my worst movies of 2024 list. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this movie was an abomination in every single way. The Lion King 2019 was already enough of a dumpster fire, but this is actually even worse. At least the first one had some redeeming qualities to it, like young Simba and Nala being solid with their respective voice actors putting in some effort in their performances. I still like that remakes a rendition of I Just Can't Wait to Be King because of how great their voice acting was. And the cinematography was pretty good, especially with the shot of the infamous sunrise. Yeah, that was actually great. And also the shot of Hakuna Matata, like that, Timon na Pumbaan symbol, like walking on logs, like, and time spanning, Yeah, those are great shots. Do I have anything positive to say about this film? Yes, the James Earl Jones tribute in the beginning. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, if it's just a tribute that I consider the redeeming quality of the film, then yeah, that means this film is irredeemable. Yeah, its predecessor being a shot-for-shot remake of the original animated counterpart is harmless in comparison to everything wrong with this film. Yet, the characters show no facial expressions in these live-action Lion King films, and this one is no improvement. I don't hate the CGI in this one. I don't really think that the designs of the lions are bad, and I respect the decision to make it realistic. But honestly, this book it's noticeably cheaper than in the first. Just like seriously, every single lion looks like the exact same. So in this film, it gets confusing on identifying who is who at times. Like I mean, there's this female lion that came out, and it's supposed to be Sarabi, but I didn't even realize it was Sarabi until later on in the film. But what truly ruins the visuals for me was the cinematography, which is a shame because I like the cinematography in the first film. There were way too many close-up shots of characters that made their CGI look bad, and boy, the close-up CGI, they made me want to look away because of just how cringy they look. It makes the movie look so unwatchable because it is honestly unwatchable. And yeah, despite not being a shot-for-shot retelling of the original counterpart, which in that case would have been the Lion King 2 Simba's Pride if this movie went that route. The story is beyond lazy and sounds like something out of a straight-to-DVD sequel, which is why I'm glad I did not watch this movie in theaters. On the surface, it's the kind of story that has been done many times before, such as The Prince of Egypt, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, Transformers 1, and even Wicked. Yeah, Taka's character arc felt so rushed that there was no impact when he betrayed Mufasa, and his betrayal, Mufasa, felt like it came out of nowhere since he was throughout the film before his betrayal. He was way too likable. He was way too likable to be a and sympathetic to be a villain. And throughout the film, you're like wondering where is this gonna go? Like how is Taka actually gonna betray Mufasa? Because the story showed no foreshadows of Taka betraying Mufasa. And you want to know who was truly the unlikable character in the film? Yes, guys, the title character himself, Mufasa. He was so out of character and so unlikable in this. Like Mufasa killed the Kairos' son in one scene. I'm sorry, but that is not Mufasa. The real Mufasa would never kill anyone. And in the end of the film, he is such an asshole to Taka slash Scar. Yeah, he was already scarred the scene. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he kind of felt more antagonistic than Scar. I'm sure. Yes, I'll call Taka Scar off for the rest of the video. Yeah, Scar may have betrayed Mufasa at one point where he joined Kairos and led Mufasa and led him to Mufasa, but but at the end of the film he chose to redeem himself and he saved Mufasa's life. Like he even sacrificed himself to get scratched by Kairos, and that's how he got scratched in his eyes, which by the way is just as lazy as Goose scratching Nick Fury's eye in Captain Marvel. Yeah, yeah, it's Taka, like Scar did that, and yeah, in a good writing would have Mufasa forgive Scar and they would still remain brothers. Scar even still wanted Mufasa to be his brother. I mean, they've loved each other throughout, but Scar has only done one bad thing throughout this entire film. And you want to know what Mufasa does to Scar? Yes, banish him from Pride Rock. Yes, only because Scar did one bad thing, and that's enough for Mufasa to banish Scar. And so, yeah, honestly, like I blame Mufasa now for like this film makes me want to blame Mufasa for Scar like becoming evil, like taking over Pride Rock and all that stuff. Yeah, but that's just sad, man. Like this is not Mufasa. Oh yeah, and also this film felt more like a Scar movie than the Mufasa movie. So like would this movie have been called Scar the Lion King? I feel like it should have, honestly. Kyle served no purpose to the story. He was only in the film just to force the main antagonist, but there's no motivation to him, and just pretty much no character in him. The movie just wanted a main antagonist for absolutely no reason. But I mean, they should have just pulled off a Transformers 1 and made just Scar the main villain and have Mufasa and Scar fight. Like, they could have gone that route, but no. They need to just throw in an antagonist. And say what you want about Sentinel Prime from Transformers 1, but at least he despite him being the big bad of Transformers 1, he actually had a purpose to be in the film and good reason. But this one, yeah. I can't believe I'm actually praising Transformers 1 in this video. I still stand by my initial thoughts on Transformers 1, but Transformers 1 is basically the better version of this film. Yeah, what else? Oh, Timon and Pumbaa. They have become the Jar Jar Binks of Disney. They are so annoying. They tested my patience. The film constantly switches back to present day from the Mufasa storyline just for Timon and Pumbaa to keep making jokes after jokes after jokes. And in the preview, just based in the preview and in the actual movie alone, which actually happened, there was this is a joke of Timon and Pumbaa like making their own Hakuna Matata parody where they're like Hakuna Mufasa, wonderful day, which is, even though Hakuna Matata is my least favorite Lion King song from the original, hot take there, it's still a timeless song, and Lion King pretty much is one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. I thought that was the worst joke in the film. I thought that was going to be, but there was one joke in the film that was even worse. It was in the beginning of the film, before the backstory of Mufasa happened, where Timon and Pumbaa told Kiara that they saved Pride Rock from Scar, and yeah, they said they gave themselves all the credit and not Simba. Not Simba. And then they showed this clip of Timon and Pumbaa, like in like the same event as the final battle in the original Lion King, and literally Timon and Pumbaa both kicked Scar off the cliff. Like seriously, that was not funny. And also how they kick Scar. Oh my goodness! Like seriously, who came up with that? Seriously. Not only is that unfunny, but insulting to Simba's victory. Oh, and speaking of action scenes, boy, the action scenes they have such low stakes in them. The action scenes, they play itself so safe. And yeah, they try to keep this one as family friendly as possible. And even if I haven't seen Sonic 3 yet, which I will, by the way, I mean, as my right, I'm actually gonna watch Sonic 3 right after this, right after I upload this. Yeah, I mean, despite Sonic 3 being a family movie, just based on what I've seen in the previews and what I've heard from people, at least Sonic 3, despite being a family movie, isn't afraid to have intense scenes, real stakes, actual consequences, and all that stuff. But yeah, Mufasa, I have a feeling Mufasa is gonna be like a lot more childish than Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The songs range from forgettable at best to cringe at worst. None of the songs were good, and it sucks because they were written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Proof that not every artist can have a perfect track record. Bye Bye is the worst villain song I have ever heard. Like, seriously. People say This Is the Things I Get from Wish is the worst villain song ever. Well, now I think you guys need to I think This Is Like Things I Get, y'all deserve to apologize to that song, because Bye Bye is even worse. Like, seriously. But the worst song in the film has to be I Always Wanted a Brother. Like, it is so annoying, and even a ripoff of I Just Can't Wait to Be King. Like, seriously. And honestly, I would say it's the second worst song of the year. I still think Double Life from Despicable Me 4 is the worst song of 2024. The score is absolutely lazy as well, since most of them were just copies of Hans Zimmer's iconic tracks, and the so-called original ones, like the ones that they actually attempted to record for the film, are some of the worst scores I've ever heard. The voice acting is total cringe as well, and like, why are they using forced British accents? I mean, the voice actors are American. I mean, Iron Pierre is American. Not like, for crying out loud. Why even attempt to have a British accent? At least Donald Glover tried to be himself when voicing Simba in The Lion King 2019. But like, what's with these forced British accents? And by the way, these British accents, like, seriously, I bet the British people would be offended by the way these voice actors attempt to use a British accent. And the fact that none of these voice actors can sing is actually the main reason why this is a terrible soundtrack. The pacing is a mess because of how the beginning of the film rushes to get to Mufasa and Taka forming their brotherhood, and then after the 20-minute mark, when these two grew older, the film becomes boring. Oh, and also I forgot to mention about the action scenes. The final battle is so anticlimactic; it's way too quick. Rafiki, Zazu, and Sarabi were incredibly wasted due to how they did nothing throughout the film. Besides, the present day Rafiki narrating Mufasa's backstory to Kiara, Zazu was there just to tell jokes, and Sarabi was only there just for this plot line, this love triangle plot line where Scar was in love with Sarabi, but then Mufasa and Sarabi end up like being together, like dating, and Taka gets jealous. Yeah, that's apparently the reason why Taka betrayed the Scar. No, sorry, why you keep saying sorry? Taka betrayed Mufasa. Like, wow, what lazy writing that is. The film also steals elements from the original, like the elephant stampede, copying the infamous stampede of the first film, and the ending of this film copying the original's ending with Mufasa climbing on Pride Rock and then roaring when he reaches the top. Even the exact same score was used for this one with a dun 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 dun. Yeah. So overall, Mufasa the Lion King is one of the worst Disney movies I have ever seen. In fact, this movie is so bad that I don't even consider it a Disney film. Yeah, not only is this yeah, I mean, not only that, but this is honestly, this would be my third worst Disney live action remake of all time, right behind the Peter Pan and Wendy and Robert Zemeckis' Pinocchio. Yeah, this film was clearly made just because its predecessor crossed $1 billion at the box office. But it not only did they manage to attempt to tell an original story just to manipulate people to like this film, but it disrespects the lore of the Lion King with ideas like Mufasa and Taka being adopted brothers, even though they're supposed to be biological, and to Mufasa creating Pride Rock himself, even though Pride Rock already existed before with past generations of kings. It's like the writers didn't even watch the original. This is clearly fan fiction, and it's certainly not canon to the original Lion King. And I can't believe people are actually defending us from saying, "Oh, you haters are so biased. You only hate this film just because you want to hate it, but you don't get it. It's not that bad." Oh my goodness, seriously, poor excuse. How are people suddenly preferring remakes over Disney's animated original films now, and even sequels? Seriously, I mean, why? I mean, people like back in 2019, people said that the Aladdin remake was better than Frozen 2, and even if I think the Aladdin remake is nowadays a serviceable live action remake, no way it's better than Frozen 2. And yeah, last year people preferred the Little Mermaid remake, which is still the most overrated Disney movie of all time, by the way, to Elemental and especially Wish. Seriously, why? Like, and now what people are saying Mufasa the Lion King is better than Moana 2. Like, what is happening? I mean, did you all suddenly forget that live action remakes are the black sheep of Disney, and the animated films should be celebrated? Why are people suddenly like favoring the live action remakes over the animated films? Seriously, if Frozen 3 gets worse reviews than Mufasa the Lion King, then humanity is doomed. And yeah, and also, by the way, this film's Letterboxd rating is on par with Frozen 2's Letterboxd rating. Like, that is a crime, honestly. And yes, if anyone here thinks that Mufasa the Lion King is better than Frozen 2, I am not going, then that opinion is 1,000,000% denied. So yeah, so listen guys, I'm going to give Mufasa the Lion King 0 stars out of 5. Irredeemable, disastrous movie. Whew, man. So sorry if I had a lack of energy in this rant, but I just had to do this now because it's Christmas Eve and there are other videos I want to get out of the way before my one Christmas review. So yeah, and by the way, Happy Christmas Eve to you all. So yeah, that's all for my extreme rant on Mufasa the Lion King. What are your thoughts on the film? Do you agree with me that this movie is a cinematic disaster? Do you think that the movie is not as bad as I say, but rather mediocre? Or do you actually defend this movie? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my movie review on Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So yeah, bye guys.